Once upon a time, in a land only remembered with but their little remnants, there was once a story that warriors speak of in hushed whispers. In a war that was to decide the freedom of their people against the conquerors from the south, a creature came upon the battlefield and brought them victory. When the defending army came upon the frozen tundra where they were to have the deciding battle of their liberty, there stood a man. He was a puzzling sight, for at first glance he appeared insane, for he's almost not wearing anything at all in a place of frost and ice. He just stood there, still, unwavering, and unresponsive. On the opposing side, the conquerors came with their lavish armors of great tower shields and glorious pikes, riding their stallion steeds. In but one look, the defending armies were clearly outnumbered and outclassed. Despite the great difference, the defending army still gathered in their formations with a still man near them. When the war horns were blown to start the battle, the puzzling man gracefully looked towards the enemies. The conquerors charged in with their massive cavalries, while the defenders charged by foot towards them. As the defenders came about the still man, they were halted by his back splitting open. Both the splattering of blood and the breaking of bones terrified them to stop them in their tracks. Bones and sinew grew, and as the defenders saw it, they were struck with unmatched valor, for the bones and sinew formed what they know as a blood eagle. They saw it as a sign from their God that he is watching over them through this still man. As the cavalries came closer, unaffected by the carnage that just happened, the bones, the sinew, and the blood of the still man formed two pairs of visceral wings of meat and teeth. One atop the other, he now appeared more like a butterfly made of two pairs of biting jaws instead of a rib-torn eagle. The defenders dismissed their fears and allowed what they saw as a divine intervention to flood them with valorous intent on defending their lands and their liberty. They charged towards the cavalries, and as they did, the visceral winged man flew in with them, leading the charge. The visceral man collided first with the cavalries, and with the joy of the defenders and the horror of the conquerors, he tore down the opposing ranks with what appeared to be teeth growing from the ground, rending plenty of the opposition to their gruesome end. The conquerors were demoralized. However, they too had a trick upon their sleeve. They called upon the shadows of the underworld to deal with the visceral man. With the earth splitting open, the shadows from the underworld erupted with maniacal laughter as they possessed the dead of the conquerors, turning them into abominations of both the land and the air. Some were an amalgamation of horses and men, while others were monsters of great tower shields and meat, equipped with broken pikes and daggers. Upon seeing such, the visceral man, though merciless towards the opposition, spoke for the first time as he ordered the defenders to fall back and retreat. Seeing that the visceral man was on their side, the defenders followed as he ordered. The abominations tried to come for the defenders, but the visceral man kept them at bay with the rending teeth that he made. He ordered the defenders to make their formations again. They followed his orders, and as he kept the shadows from reaching them, he scattered what seemed to be pristine white teeth at them. When the teeth landed upon the defenders, they underwent a trance of pure warlike persona, each one being empowered in a way unknown to them. As the trance fully settled in, they charged once more, this time unabated. With each strike, they claimed more grounds. One by one, the conquerors, both the untainted and the shadow-possessed, fell to the ground, dead. When the sun was about to set, they have managed to defend their lands and their liberty. The day was won, and it was all thanks to the visceral man. When the war was over, the defenders saw him for what he was. He was one of the fair ones, a man that hailed from Olfheimer, the dominion of Freyr, the god of peace and fertility. Upon their gaze at him, they saw that he was donned from head to toe with what seemed to be little pristine teeth. As he glanced at them, he spoke. Your liberty was given to you by your children's teeth. Make it known that the little ones have within them ardor and glory, so care for them well. On the day when their little teeth fall off, to make way for their spring permanence, keep them well. Cherish them, for they are the memory of your children. Keep them safe, and I will grant you both luck and power to protect what you hold dear. The end. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the story and the character design that I've made. Since this is a relatively new channel, I hope to grow in such a way that I can respond to you guys. So if you have any comments and suggestions, feel free to write them down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye!